Hi and Assalamualaikum. I am Nur Ika Shafika binti Muhammad Munir from class AS 2535A. Today, me and two of my friends, Nur Amila Husnanila binti Nazri and Balkis Batusha binti Shafarin, will give a presentation on our case study entitled Air Pollution in Nigeria. In this video, we will cover the source of the problem of air pollution in Nigeria, the impact and mitigation of it, the suggested improvement plan, and also the strategy toward a clean and sustainable environment in Nigeria. By the end, you will have a clear understanding of the whole topic about air pollution in Nigeria. Today, we will explore Nigeria's complex air pollution dilemma, a pressing environmental and public health issue. This problem is driven by a combination of natural and human factors amidst a rapidly growing population and economic activity. We will dive into the source of pollution, its impact on health and the economy, and potential solutions to mitigate this crisis. Nigeria's population currently stands at over 200 million and is projected to reach 400 million by 2050, as highlighted by Port and Monterey in 2022. This significant population growth exacerbates air pollution due to increased human activity and energy consumption. Nigeria is also one of the most crowded countries in Africa, contributing to higher population levels due to dense urban living conditions. The rapid urbanization and industrialization driven by this population boom further strain from environment, leading to heightened pollution levels. Reputable organizations like the World Health Organization (WHO) indicate that Nigeria has alarmingly high air pollution levels. In urban areas, pollution levels exceed WHO recommendations by up to 5 times, underscoring the severity of the problem. The Nigerian Conservation Foundation (NCF) also confirms that urban air pollution frequently surpasses suggested criteria. Major sources of air pollution include rapid industrialization, urbanization, emissions from industries and power plants, vehicle emissions, and gas flaring in the Niger Delta. Environmental laws introduced in Nigeria since 1988 have not been strong enough to combat the current pollution levels effectively. While there have been efforts to regulate emissions and reduce pollution, these measures have often been insufficient or poorly enforced. Strengthening environmental regulation is crucial to address the growing air pollution problem. This involves not only implementing stricter laws, but also ensuring effective enforcement and compliance. Air pollution has significant economic implications, negatively affecting Nigeria's gross domestic product. The economic impact includes increased healthcare costs, loss of productivity, and damage to natural resources. However, investing in green technologies and strict anti-pollution measures can help mitigate this economic impact and support sustainable growth. According to Sahid and Illner in 2015, transitioning to cleaner energy sources and implementing effective pollution control strategies can promote economic development while protecting the environment. Let's kick off our discussion with one of the most visible sources of air pollution, vehicular emissions. As urbanization accelerates, the number of vehicles on our roads increases, leading to a surge in emissions of carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, particulate matter, and volatile organic compounds. According to recent studies, the transportation sector is a significant contributor to air pollution, accounting for approximately 35% of carbon dioxide, 50% of hydrocarbons, and 25% of nitrogen oxide emissions. Transitioning to another significant source, let's consider the widespread use of generators in Nigeria. Due to the unreliable electricity supply, many households and businesses rely on the generator for power. Unfortunately, this generator emits pollutants similar to those from vehicles, further increasing air pollution. Shifting our focus to the Niger Delta, we encounter another critical source of air pollution, gas flaring. This practice associated with oil extraction releases a cocktail of pollutants into the atmosphere. The environmental consequences are devastating, leading to severe degradation of air quality and contributing to climate change. Moreover, the health of local residents is put at risk, underscoring the need for stringent regulations and sustainable practices in the oil industry. The petroleum refining process, while essential for the economy, also contributes to the nation's air pollution problem. Refineries emit particulate matter, volatile organic compounds, and other hazardous substances, which not only affect the health of nearby populations, but also lead to environmental degradation. This sector calls for innovative solutions and stricter environmental standards to ensure the economic development goes hand in hand with the environmental protection. Turning our attention to the manufacturing sector, We observe that while it is the cornerstone of economic growth, it also contributes to air pollution. Emissions from manufacturing processes can lead to respiratory ailments and environmental deterioration. It is imperative that we encourage industries to adopt cleaner technologies and practices to safeguard public health and the environment. The transportation sector, encompassing road, air and maritime transport, is another significant emitter of pollutants. The combustion of fossil fuels in vehicles releases harmful substances that degrade air quality, especially in urban centers. Addressing these issues required a multifaceted approach, including the promotion of public transportation, the adoption of cleaner fuels, and the implementation of stringent emission standards.
Now, I will continue with the impacts and mitigation of air pollution in Nigeria. Impacts can be divided into four categories, which are health, environmental, economic, and social impacts. So, now we move on to health impacts. Air pollution in Nigeria has severe health impacts on the population due to pollutants like nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, particulate matter, and sulfur dioxide from various sources as stated before. Exposure to polluted air leads to respiratory diseases such as asthma, bronchitis, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, as well as cardiovascular issues like heart attacks and strokes. Long-term exposure increases the risk of lung cancer and other serious health conditions, particularly affecting children and the elderly, with higher incidences of respiratory infections and exacerbation of existing health problems. Next, the environmental impacts. Air pollution in Nigeria causes acid rain, damaging soil, water sources, agriculture, and aquatic ecosystems. It accelerates climate change by increasing greenhouse gases like CO2 and methane, leading to severe weather, biodiversity loss, and habitat destruction. Particulate matter harms vegetation by reducing photosynthesis. Economically, air pollution increases healthcare costs and reduces workforce productivity as more people fall ill. It negatively impacts agriculture, fisheries, and infrastructure, affecting livelihoods and raising maintenance expenses due to acid rain damage. Additionally, air pollution deters tourism, hurting businesses reliant to this sector. Last but not least, air pollution in society reduces the quality of life and worsens inequalities. Communities near industries, roads, and all sites face severe pollution effects, causing health disparities. Poor air can lead people to moving to healthier areas, disrupting social connections, as living in polluted areas can harm mental health. Moreover, children who are exposed to pollution may perform poorly in school due to health issues and cognitive impacts affecting their future prospects. Next, to comprehensively mitigate air pollution in Nigeria, an integrated approach is essential, addressing various sources with interconnected strategies. Stringent emission standards and regular vehicle inspections will help control vehicular emissions, complemented by initiatives to promote electric vehicles and enhance public transportation infrastructure, thereby reducing overall traffic-related pollution. Concurrently, encouraging the adoption of alternative energy sources such as solar panels and inverters can mitigate the environmental impacts of generator exhaust. To tackle gas flaring, rigorous enforcement of regulations coupled with incentive for investment in gas capture technologies will minimize emissions from oil and gas operations. Upgrading refining technologies and enforcing stringent emission standards in petroleum refining and manufacturing sectors are crucial steps to curb industrial emissions. Investing in advanced pollution control equipment will further mitigate pollution from these processes. Improving public transportation efficiency, promoting electric vehicles, and implementing effective traffic management strategies are vital for reducing emissions from the transportation sector. Simultaneously, promoting sustainable agricultural practices like crop rotation and composting to minimize the need for bush burning, enforcing laws against burning practices, and educating farmers on alternative methods will address agricultural emissions. This holistic approach, supported by robust enforcement mechanisms, incentives for cleaner technologies and comprehensive public awareness campaigns, aim not only to improve air quality but also to protect public health and foster sustainable development across Nigeria. By interconnectedly addressing these sources of pollution, Nigeria can achieve significant strides towards cleaner air and a healthier environment for its populace. That's all for me. Now we will continue with the next presenter.
Next, I want to discuss a comprehensive plan to tackle air pollution in Nigeria, addressing both short and long-term strategies. In the short term, we must prohibit open burning by implementing strict regulation, establish and enforce emission limits for fuel generators, and provide financial incentive for purchasing cleaner vehicles, while promoting the use of public transportation to reduce emission from private vehicles. Additionally, enhancing air quality monitoring by increasing the number of stations and improving data collection will help us better understand the impacts of air pollution on health and the environment. Developing a simple, color-coded air quality index will also help the public understand pollution levels and plan accordingly. For long-term solutions, promoting eco-friendly transportation, such as carpooling, public transportation, walking, cycling, and shared mobility will help cut emissions. We must also adopt cautious household practices, promoting energy-saving appliances, and discouraging the careless burning of trash and other materials. The use of renewable energy sources like geothermal, wind, and solar energy should be advocated to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. Implementing green building practice that incorporate resource efficiency and carbon auditing in the planning and construction of new buildings is crucial. Afforestation efforts, including planting more trees to absorb carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen, alongside a reforestation policy where 5 new trees are planted for every tree cut down, will further help. Installing chimney filters in homes and workplaces can reduce hazardous pollutants, while boosting regulation implementation by organizations like Nestria will ensure environmental compliance among companies and industries. Lastly, advocacy and education are vital in raising awareness about the importance of clean air and best practice to prevent air pollution through local community efforts. By combining these short and long-term strategies, we can create a cleaner, healthier environment for all Nigerians. I will continue on how reducing air pollution in Nigeria aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which are a set of 17 global objectives designed to create a better and more sustainable future for all. Air pollution significantly contributes to respiratory disorders, cardiovascular illnesses, and early mortality in Nigeria. By reducing air pollution, we can greatly improve public health outcomes, directly supporting SDG 3, which aims for good health and well-being. Nigeria's largest cities, such as Lagos, suffer from poor air quality due to waste management issues, traffic, and industrial pollutants. Enhancing urban air quality is crucial for achieving sustainable cities and communities, aligning with SDG 11. To reduce air pollution, adopting greener production and consumption methods is essential. This includes cutting waste, increasing energy efficiency, and switching to renewable energy sources. These initiatives promote sustainable patterns of production and consumption, in line with SDG 12. Air pollution is closely linked to global warming and climate change. Reducing air pollution is part of a broader effort to combat climate change, supporting SDG 13, which calls for urgent action to address climate change and its impacts. Additionally, air pollution contributes to deforestation and biodiversity loss. Preserving trees and promoting reforestation activities are crucial to sustaining life on land, aligning with SDG 15. By addressing air pollution, we are not only improve public health and urban living conditions, but also contribute to responsible consumption, climate action, and the preservation of life on land. This integrated approach ensures a cleaner and more sustainable environment for all Nigerians.
As we draw to a close, in-depth exploration of the air pollution crisis in Nigeria, it's clear that we have delved into a subject that is not only complex but also deeply concerning for the health and well-being of Nigeria's population and its environment. That's the end of our explanation for this case study. Thank you.